The fifth award is given to an outstanding alum, and it's given also in honor of a woman that began teaching here in the second year of the school, and she taught for 33 years. She gave her life for the school. She was always really interested in the kind of bright, challenging ones, and this year's award is going to go to a young man who challenged and who has gone on to great things. He will tell you more about it. He's also a particularly important one for this year because he's very much into the environment and greening, and this has been a huge thrust of our school year this year. So, Matt Limtiaco.
I guess I'm up. Thank you very much for having me. And thank you. This is a huge honor to be up here, and I appreciate you guys giving me some time. I should get my notes out. Some of you might know me from the video that was produced years ago. It's been 7 years now. I produced a short video, promotional video for the Academy of the Pacific. It's now on their website. And when I first started that process of thinking about putting that together, Dr. Douthit and I were talking about putting a new promo video together. They already had one, and so I asked her, can we see that promotional video and see what it looks like and see how we can change it or tinker with it. And so we viewed it, and it was a great video. It was a really nice video. It was narrated well. It was scripted well. Seemed pretty professional, and I wasn't really quite sure what I could bring to the table in terms of changing it. And so I did whatever every terrible businessman would do, and I told her not to use me and to actually keep the video and stick with it and save the money. That night I went on a long jog with my dog Champ, and while I was jogging, and you know, sometimes when you're jogging or swimming laps, it gives you some time to think, and it occurred to me that that video didn't really capture what this school had offered me, and I think had offered generations of students before me, and continues to do so. The beauty of the campus was one of the things that was strikingly missing from the video. The dedication of the teachers and staff here was something that was not expressed. It was something that I couldn't really feel, and I thought that was missing and should have been in there. And most of all, how the students had felt about their experience here, the success that they had been able to have by coming to this place. So I came back and I said to Dr. Douthit, I'd like to take your money and produce a video for the school. But I didn't have a script. I didn't want to make a script. I didn't think I could put in my own words how valuable this school was, and instead I decided to conduct a little experiment and literally sit down with the teachers and the staff and the students and the alumni and put down in words a video in their words about how they felt. And so we sat underneath the trees and in the cottages and in the quiet spaces and literally just had conversations about the school. And all I had to do for that job was put a little of that together, put all those golden moments together. They all had something beautiful to say about this campus and this place. So after I put it together and dropped it off, it was a success, thankfully. The experiment worked, and I was able to go home with a paycheck, thank goodness, because I was getting my master's degree to become a teacher at that time, and teachers can use all the money we can get. So I was able to pay my tuition with that. There was a particular quote, though, in that video I put together that really kind of drove it home for me, and it was a quote from a student who was on her way to becoming a graduate, and she said, "Someday I would like to become a journalist. And someday when I become a journalist, I'd like to come back to AOP and write something about this place." And it occurred to me when I was editing that piece that that I was kind of doing the same thing. I was coming back and giving back to my school. And when you're a high school student, this is your community. This is the place that you call home. These are the people that you call your friends, and these are the people you answer to in a lot of ways. So for her to want to come back and do that for her school, I think speaks volumes about this school. I now work for the Papahanaumokuakea Marine National Monument as their education outreach specialist with a program we call Navigating Change that was inspired by Nainoa Thompson. So I've been lucky enough to be able to travel aboard Hokulea as well as Makali'i, and those have been extraordinary experiences. And when I think about this school, I think about some of these voyaging canoes that are out there and how this school is similar to that. This school is organic. It's been built with organic materials. It is friendly. When you compare, say, Hokulea to a large ship out at sea, a cruise liner or a massive freighter, these institutionalized ships are strikingly different, and our school here is different from those institutions that compete with it, perhaps, in that it is a beacon. If you see the Hokulea sailing amongst other sailing ships, it just stands out, not like a sore thumb, but like a rainbow coming out of the ocean. And it's designed to work with the elements, not against them. So it doesn't plow through the elements. It doesn't have concrete slabs. It's delicately placed. Most importantly, they both succeed because they both have an extremely passionate crew aboard. They give up tons of their time and themselves to make the journey. And when I think about AOP, I don't just think about the crew as being the teachers. I think about the staff and the students for sure, and the parents who helped them get to school every day and chose this school for them, knowing that this would be a path to success. This is an outside-the-box thinking school. This is a school that creates people who aren't institutionalized. This is a school that creates people that can think in ways that involve community, in ways that involve family. And those values, I think these students, and certainly I, will take with me for the rest of my life. It's a huge gift. And I feel like I'm too young to actually offer any advice. But then I did the math the other night with my wife, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm twice as old as these kids. I'm old. So this geezer has just a little bit of advice for you. And that is that I'd like to have you remember this gift that this school gave you. It's truly been a treasure in my life. It helped me get me to where I am today. And if you could pass that gift on throughout your life, every day of your life in some small way, you will be a better person for this world, you'll be a better person for the community, and you'll be a better person for your families. And the world desperately needs people like you. So thank you so much for having me, and congratulations on your awesome, awesome endeavors today. And good luck on your voyage. Take care. Thank you.